Creating a programming language of my own was the thing I wanted to do ever since I started programming. I recently had some spare time, so I decided it was finally time to do it. But with a little twist. I will not only make a language, but I will try to make the classic game Pong using it. I called it Glang, a short for game slang. I broke this challenge into 3 main parts: creating a basic language, adding a super simple graphics API to the language, and making the actual game. This language is an interpreted language. I will not go into too much detail on what it means, but in short, an interpreted language is a language where you take a script and enter it into an external program that goes in the file line by line in real time, like Python or Lua for example. I really didn't know what I was doing, so I tried to process the code in the most dumb and simple way I could find. Each line of code is broken down into a list of words. The first word is the operation of the line, and the rest are the parameters. This way of interpreting code might be a little stupid, but it allowed me to add a lot of commands with relative ease. The next logical thing to do was to add support for variables. So I added a command to push a new variable to a global memory stack which can be accessed from every part of the code using a $sign. With variables done, it was time to add loops and if statements. So I created 4 new commands to check the relationship between 2 numbers. It was pretty easy, but making them introduced a bigger issue. Take a look at this piece of code. What do you think it does? It checks if the variable var is bigger than 2, and if it is, it will print bigger, right? Wrong! This code will crash because the command ifBig doesn't know where the if block starts and where it ends. And how do you think we inform the language about those limits? Curly brackets maybe? Nah, that will be too easy. In Glang you do scopes by telling the command what line in the file the block starts and in what line it ends. Kinda like that. Let's say that's not the best way of doing things. With that chaos thing made, I added a new command called goto. This command tells the program to jump to the line specified and continue from there. With that command it was now possible to do loops in Glang, which was pretty exciting. The next thing on the list was adding a way to do graphics in Glang, so I can make it an actual game. So I decided to give every Glang program a window with a 50 by 50 pixel grid. I did that by using SDL, your go-to 2D graphics whiz knife. It was then a matter of adding commands to do changes in that grid, and the graphics API was done. That was it. The language is advanced enough to create games with. So I created a new empty script and started coding. And oh boy, let me tell ya, coding in this language is f***ing painful. Because the scopes in this language are line specific, it meant that every new line broke the entire code, and it obviously slowed me down a lot. After about 45 minutes of continuous coding and 113 lines written in blood, it was done. I managed to create a Pong in a language I wrote myself. Now, in case you want to torture yourself and try out this language, here is how to do it. First of all, go to the itch.io page and download Glang for your system. Inside this folder, you will find the exe file of the language. To start coding, create a new text file ending with .glg and start coding in it. You can always use the amazing cheat sheet my friend Dorbel Prod made to get help with the syntax. After you finish writing your code, you can run it by typing in a terminal glang.exe and then the path to your code you want to run. Now, in case you use Visual Studio Code and want syntax highlighting, you can extract the glang.zip folder to your .vscode/extensions folder and reload Visual Studio Code and it should work. The extension is not the best, but it gets the job done. Thanks for watching this video. I might update this language a little bit in the future, so keep your eyes on the itch.io page. Anyways, see ya!